Okay, we have so many interesting answers. Vanit had said that he was writing a suicide letter. That's okay. Heart attack, electric shock due to lightning sound. Heart attack. Lightning falls on the ship and ship sinks.
Harshva, it will be fine if we explain this
Skip.
question a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Mm, I think we should skip it because I guess I feel that there are many people who are right with their theories. If you see,
See,
okay,
there is only one answer to be precise. It's because of the lightning or the storm. Because if he would have been writing a suicide letter, there is no meaning of the lightning storm in the question.
yes.
Yeah, so the first person who answered is Priyanka.
Okay, so congratulations, Priyanka. Moving on to next riddle. The woman watched a guy being murdered. She cries but does nothing to save him. Why? Okay, we have the right answer, and it is from Ravishu Arora. Congratulations, Ravishu. She being murdered. No, that's not the right answer. Um, okay, so next.
Sir, next riddle is a guy and his wife went to the store to buy groceries and left their three children at home. When they returned, all of his children were dead. The gardener said he was reading the newspaper. The maid said she was making the beds, and the butler said he was putting away the groceries. Who did it?
Okay, you guys are so quick with it. I guess we have received the right answer. The right answer is butler because. Can you please unmute yourself, Dave, and just explain why you think that butler is the killer? Dave Gupta, are you here?
Hello, am I not audible? Um,
Uh, yes, you are audible, but then there is echo from your side. You can write it in the chat box. Yes, Gungan, I know that you have already written the right answer along with the explanation, but then we have to consider Dave because he was the first one to answer. I told you guys before, please don't explain. We will ask you if you will feel the need of explanation. Please don't explain. Please don't let your answers out in public. Okay, Dave. I hope. Okay, so Harsh Bhaiya, are we supposed to proceed with this explanation?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh. So moving on, we have riddle number 18 with us, which is: it is a stormy, snowy day. There is a man dead inside a shack. There are no windows, and the only door is locked from inside. There is no way in or out. The man was stabbed. The man has a stab wound. There is puddle of water and blood next to him. How did he die? Okay, we have the answers coming.
Let me just tell you, there is the exact word that you should use.
Yes.
Within the picture, the person who will answer this first would get in. Nobody has answered the exact word right now. अगर कोई नहीं करता, then we would consider, but the exact word is within the picture.
You can zoom in.
No, ice shack is not the right word. Okay, we have the
Okay,
right
I
word.
can see Pranjal.
Practical saying icicle, icicle. But still, since
If you can see just here, it's written over here. If you can see it. Okay, so let's proceed, I guess.
but Gungun was somewhat right with her answer, I believe. She has written ice nail. Like, shall we consider it or not? Like she
Okay,
wrote.
so we needed one extra riddle, so let's take both of these because we have two correct answers over here.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on to riddle number 19.
So your next riddle is, one winter day there was a man standing in the middle of someone's front yard. The person stayed there for some weeks without moving and the owner of the yard didn't mind. Eventually the man left. Who was the man?
We are getting the right answers, Shivani.
Yes. I'm just looking for the person who has answered it first. I guess it's Anshul Singh,
Yeah.
followed by Shambhavi, Nitya, Anuj. Yes, you all are correct. Gungun. See, Gungun, you have already qualified in the last round. Please don't answer it. Please don't make it more chaotic over here. I request everyone who has answered and has cleared the rounds, please don't write the answers again. Let others answer as well. So, Anshul Singh is our qualifier. So, moving
And
on.
I'm really sorry to interrupt. I think you can read the furthermore. I think Dhananya is out of her house, so there is a little disturbance in the back, so you can read the further five, okay?
All right. So, moving on to riddle number 20. Guys, don't lose hope. We still have five riddles with us. So, yeah, so riddle number 20 is, I can only live where there is light, but I die if the light shines on me. What I am. Oh, you took the picture too seriously, I must say.
Exactly.
Yeah, they answered starfish.
They are answering starfish. No. Nitya, starfish. Shambhavi, starfish. Riya, star. Anuj Sharma, sunshine. No. Ananya, Dev, Zool. I guess he qualified, right?
Yeah, Dave
Yes,
did.
And he is here with the right answer.
Ananya also did, I guess.
Yes, Ananya.
Ananya.
Like, it's like we have already requested you. Please don't answer it if you have already qualified.
We have Anuj, I guess, who's not qualified and the first one to answer, rather than those people who have already qualified.
Anuj has answered sunshine. It's not the right answer.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I read it incorrectly. Please. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Vanshita has answered, I guess.
yeah,
Yes,
Vanshita said shadow. Yes, guys, if you see, we can only see shadows where there is a light. Okay, so that's pretty much obvious. Moving on, we have riddle number 21. Where can you find rivers with no water, cities with no buildings, and forests with no trees? Map. Yes. Mm, I guess Riya Singh is right with her answer. Congratulations, Riya. Yes, you all are correct, but then please be quick with it. So, moving on to the next riddle. A wealthy man
The
lives
next,
alone.
Yes, Shivani.
continue Shivani.
Yeah. A wealthy man lives alone in a small cottage. Being partially handicapped, he had everything delivered to his cottage. The mailman was delivering a letter one Thursday when he noticed that the front door was slightly open. Through the opening, he could see the man's body lying in a pool of dried blood. When a police officer arrived, he surveyed the scene. On the porch were two bottles of warm milk, Monday's newspaper, a catalogue, flyers, and unopened mail. The police officer suspects it was foul play. Who does he suspect and why?
Shivani, you can give them a clue so you all can zoom into the photo.
Yeah. Feel free to zoom in, zoom out, do whatever you want, but just name the suspect, okay? Please don't explain because we'll be asking you personally. So please don't let your explanations out in public. I request. And those who have answered, please don't answer again.
Okay, so I can see Prachi, but Prachi has answered both of the answers like the newspaper man as well as the mailman. So I don't know
We
if we
cannot
should consider
consider
that
that
or not.
until and unless she comes up with one. She's confused.
Yeah.
I request Prachi to please come up with one answer so that we can consider your answer.
So Nitya is the next one. Can you please explain Nitya? Why is this so?
I don't know the clear explanation.
Okay, then we have to move to the next person who is Archa. Then if she can explain, please.
Acha,
She left.
and yourself?
She left the meeting.
Archa left the meeting.
Okay, I guess they are guessing it. But guys, we need a
Yeah.
proper explanation. Come on, hurry up.
If we are focusing again and again on zooming the photo, that means the answer is there.
Even if the answer is there, they have to explain it, and the explanation lies in the paragraph.
Ria has tried to answer the question.
Yes. So, Ria, please unmute yourself and please let us know that why you believe that the newspaper boy or the man was the suspect behind all of this.
Ria, are you there?
I guess she's not here. Ria, you can write it in the chat box if you have a network issue or something like that. But please be quick.
Maybe because the newspaper was open and man was handicapped, so he couldn't do it.
No.
Ria has answered the right, has given the right reason as well.
Yes, so
Yes,
Ria is the one who answered it. There is a newspaper for the Monday, but there is no newspaper for the Tuesday and the Wednesday, which means the newspaper person already knew that there is no one inside the house who gonna read the newspaper.
I hope the explanation is clear to you, Nitya. Because your answer was
Yes.
correct, but your explanation was not up to the mark, so it's fine. Moving ahead. So, a man was shot to death while in his car. There were no powder marks on his clothing, which indicated that the gunman was outside the car. However, all the windows were up and the doors locked. After a close inspection was made, the only bullet hole discovered were on the man's body. How was the how was he murdered?
They are going in the right direction, but they are not answering the correct answer.
I think Kuljan is right. They are not. referring to the correct term, but yeah, somewhat is it right.
Then we have to go with the Prachi. Is Prachi already selected? I don't think so. So Prachi answered it first in here.
बट उसके तीन आंसर हैं पहले से, एक
Oh, it's like,
स्पेसिफिक नहीं है.
okay. Prachi will request you yet again to please be specific with the answer, because if you're gonna keep answering, we will think that you are like guessing the answer. So Kuljan is the one who's selected for this. Moving on to the next
Actually,
one.
it was
Yeah.
previous answer, and it's in the same row. That's why it's seeing both the three are same.
No, it's like the last question was that who killed him. So the dry blood is not the answer there as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next riddle. A man murders his wife with a knife, leaving no trace and no witnesses. He returns home. An hour later, the police calls to tell him that his wife has been murdered, and he comes to the scene of the crime straight away. As soon as he arrives, he's arrested. How did the police know that he's the murderer? Uh,
Okay, so this time Nitya is correct.
yes. How he know where to arrive? Exactly. He wasn't told the location by the policeman. So how he arrived at the crime scene by himself? That means he was aware that where he murdered his wife. So it's pretty obvious. And sorry, Anuj Sharma, camera is not the right answer because we didn't mention it anywhere here in our riddle. So yes, Shambhavi and Vishal is also right with the answers, but then Nitya is the winner. Moving on to the next, we have there lived four people in a house. One was found dead in the kitchen. Police came for the investigation. First person said he was swimming for 2 hours. Second person said he was plowing the plant in an hour now. He was plowing the plant for an hour now. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Third person said that he was painting for 3 hours. Police checks everyone's hand and catches the murderer. Who is he?
They answered the question even before you completed it.
They are doing it every time, bhai. We can't help. They're so enthusiastic, and I appreciate your participation. And but please don't explain. We will be asking you the explanation. Just name the person.
Okay, Prachi, so if you can explain this once, then we can move to the main game.
Fingertips nahi. Actually, the fingertips were not shrinked as if we swim a lot, uh, fingers become shrinked after long being in the water.
Yes. So obviously your hands gets chiseled, and it gets like it gets distorted if you are in water for like 2 hours. So congratulations, you are right with your answer finally. And with that, we have completed our qualifier round. And congratulations to all the winners who have successfully answered all the 25 riddles and have made it to the second round of our event.
Okay, so guys, I'm naming the people and the batches, and then I will write down the number in the chat box whom you have to solve the mystery and you have to answer the person. So, first of all, let me tell you the batches. The batch one is Shikha, Krislin, Ansh, Tanisha, Ananya. The batch B is Himani, Yati, Ambika, Mohit, Avneet. Batch C is Varnit, Aman, Jude, Mamta, and Priyanka. Batch D is Ravishu, Devgupta, Pranjal, Gungun, and Achal. And the next and the last one is Vanshita, Ria, Kuljan, Nitya, and Prachi. I'm so sorry. There were two people who answered one riddle correctly, so there are 26 people rather than 25. And I hope now you know in which batch you are. If you are not clear, just ask it right now.
Also, it will be feasible for you if you write down the names of your batchmates so that you can contact them whenever you need, because we need coordination, guys. Please, you have to coordinate while answering. So make sure you know who your teammate is and can be ready.
Wait, I have a doubt.
Yes, Avneet.
So there will be one winner from each batch. So how are we teammates?
Yeah, just let me tell you that. Thank you so much, Shivani, for your coordination for this round. So every teammate is the batchmate. Now you will be given one mystery, having 8 questions. One person who have made the story would explain the story to you, and there would be 8 questions. And I've typed the number. You have to send the answer to that person. The person who will answer the question number one first would be given 1,000 points. The second person would be given 900, then 800, then 700, 600, and 500. So this is the sequence we're gonna mark you. जो सबसे पहले आंसर देगा 1,000 points, then 800, then 900, sorry, then 800, then 700. And if you guess the answer incorrectly, you will still get the 500 points, and you got two chances. And if you even don't answer, you get 500 points still. I've written the name and the number, so you can first go to the WhatsApp and chat the person with your name.
They are supposed to submit their answers to Paruldi, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Parul, are you here?
No, but I want to ask that
Yeah, yeah.
if we all are competing against each other in a team, because
Yeah, you are
if we are a
batchmates, not teammates. Yeah, you are right. You
है
one
ना,
would win.
तो
Yeah.
how would मतलब why would we discuss the answers with each other as a team? I was asking to what Shivani said, that you have to coordinate with your team.
She said
Avneet,
it
you have.
incorrectly by the mistake. That's not correct. You have to answer first. You are competitors actually.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So Richa, let's start with your story first.
Sure, Bhaiya.
Excuse me.
Okay, yes.
So, on what number should I message for like group one? I didn't
I've
receive the
texted in the
number.
chat box. It's
Okay,
You
thank
can
you.
Parul
also
and the number.
find the number in the story. It is
Yes.
also one of the clue you can find it.
Can you repeat again? Actually, I don't understand.
You will be given a story. There would be 8 questions. You will be asked first question. You have to answer it on the WhatsApp number that is given to you. Okay. जो सबसे पहले answer करेगा that would be given 100,000 points, and the person who will answer second will be given 900 points, then 800, then 700 and 600 and so on. Okay. And then जब 8 questions पूरे हो जाएंगे सबका plus किया जाएगा and winner बताया जाएगा. That will move to the finale.
It's only for the first batch competitors,
It's
like the
right now for
participants of
the
first
yeah.
batch. We will have different story for second batch and so on.
So the number
Okay,
is
so
not for the second batch that is given in the chat box.
we
The
will
number
move to
is
the
same.
second batch later. Let's finish the first batch first.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so is it clear to all the participants of first batch? Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, so let's begin with the story. The first story of Crack the Case. Just keep your eyes open and ears also, okay? So, Amelia is a 25-year-old, sweet, innocent, but a lazy girl. She works as a nurse in a hospital 12 kilometers away from her house. She has a sweet and friendly nature, and everyone likes her in her workplace. She lives with her pet cat named Lizzie in a small rented apartment. Although she has good workplace relations, but she usually faces quarrels with her neighbors and house owner. Due to her short temper, she doesn't have many friends out of professional relationships. Amelia is a great nurse who pursues her job with great dedication. That is why she recently had been promoted as the head of nurses in the hospital. Her marvelous skills and sincere nature didn't let her age come across the promotion. And even though there were many senior nurses, despite this, Amelia is given the opportunity. After her promotion, Amelia decides to buy a new house near to the hospital. Owner of the house in which she is currently living is not very happy about the news. Also, the promotion created a tension in her friendship with her only friend Serena, who too works in the same hospital. Amelia went missing a week after the promotion, and later she was found dead in the water tank of her house. On investigation of her house, few other clues were found along with her dead cat and unfinished lunch. CCTV clip showed that Serena and another co-worker of her paid her house visit on her last day. Also, call records indicated she talked to someone on phone 30 minutes before she died. Here are the evidences. You can have good and a zoomed look on them because answer can be hidden in them. So just be very careful. Police is finding difficulty in finding the convict. So can you help to solve the mystery and find out how Amelia died? Don't forget to keep your eyes open, as I said before, too. So, guys, we will be sharing it on the WhatsApp group, the story, and you have 3 minutes to go through it again. Look into the evidences carefully. The answers are all hidden in the story only. And then we will move on with the questions. The evidences are on the screen too. You can look from there too.
And you have the story without the questions on your group as well, where you can go and read the story once again so that you can answer.
'Just look carefully. Zoom in, zoom out, run your brain, find out the Sherlock from inside you. There must be one. And remember, time is also ticking, so you just have 3 minutes.
One minute is already passed.
हर्ष भैया,
Yeah.
प्लीज कंफर्म कि वंशिता कौन से बैच में है.
Fifth batch, E.
ओके.
I hope some of you would have find the answer by now. And remember to send the answers on the WhatsApp number we have provided you. Because if you won't answer it there, we would not able to know.
Ravishu, now it would hardly take an hour because the qualifier round was a little longer, but every batch would just get 3 minutes to read the story. Yeah, we would provide
So
you with the questions of Neat once you read the story.
2 minutes are already up. While answering the questions, you would be given the time of
45 seconds for the first round. There are 8 questions. We will show you that and we will tell you how much time do you have. I think we should move on. So the first question that you have is
who do you suspect? So you have to name all the suspects. You have 45 seconds. I think you would have found it by now in the story itself.
and Parul,
So,
then you can confirm who answered it first, second, and third.
and remember, while answering, time is very precious. I guess we can
Parul,
move
did you
on to
get any answers?
Tanisha, yeah,
Tanisha.
Tanisha from batch one,
Okay.
firstly answered, and then second is Shikha,
Okay.
and the third is Ansh Rajkumar.
Okay. Is Grizzlyn over here? Or I think she
But
got left.
he answered just Mr. Bennett.
Okay. And Ananya?
Should we consider this or
We would get on to it. Did Ananya answer?
Yes, I answered.
Parul ki
Parul, please
answer.
confirm a little fast.
yeah, mhm.
Ananya, you must be answering on the wrong number. Please check the number once. It's also on the screen.
Yeah, he answered,
Okay.
but a bit late, like after fourth or fifth. Many of people answered.
Okay, so the points for the question number 1 are Shikha 900 points, Grizzlin 700, Ansh 800, Tanisha 1000 and Ananya 600. Moving on to the second question.
What are the evidences found? Remember, you have to answer this question in form of picture. You can send a picture of any of the object that you can relate to with the answer on the same WhatsApp number we have provided you.
Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but then there are students asking something in the chat box. Harsh bhaiya, if you could please answer them.
Yeah, the time I said it would hardly take an hour now, and the 8 questions are already been asked to them. You got 30 seconds more.
They have to share the picture now. They are typing
Yeah.
just.
You
See,
have to click
only
the
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
answers in picture forms only will be considered. So send the picture. I guess time is up.
It's up, yeah. Parul,
So
do you got any answers?
Yeah. Number
Okay.
one, just a second. Number one is Christine Amima.
Okay.
And I've typed it down. Just a second. Number two is Ansh.
Okay.
Number three is Tanisha again.
Okay. So these other two have not answered. Please, guys, you can just type there your name with every answer so that we know who are you, because we don't have your number saved as. So please keep that in mind for the next question.
I have already sent pic.
But I have to tell you of three now, first three only.
All of them, Parul.
Okay, okay, got it now. Then Shikha is also answered, and Ansh at all.
You already.
One person is also Ananya, Ananya Dev. He also answered.
Out of Shikha and Ananya, who was the person who answered earlier?
Shikha.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
Where was the Amelia founded? It is pretty easy one, I guess. You can just write down it fast. Follow.
Shikha, number one.
So we have
Okay.
started getting the answer. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Ansh, Ananya,
Okay. Now it's pacing it up.
Tanisha, and we have Kristen Amima.
Okay, so moving on to the next question.
Round two, the first question is who paid her last visit before she died? Okay, so it's just little bit confusing, but as I said, answers are
Shikha,
only in
number
the
one.
evidences.
Who's the number one?
Shikha.
Okay.
It's getting very cool now.
Yeah.
Come on, others to get up. Otherwise, Shikha is getting the lead. Come on, guys. Ansh, Tanisha, Ananya.
I've already answered.
Meanwhile, Harsh
Ansh,
was
but your
the
answer
Stand
is
back.
wrong.
Who's the second one?
They answered the wrong, only Shikha answered it correctly.
Okay, that's why she's not telling you. Your answers were incorrect. So you will be marked 500 this time.
It's
Excuse
okay,
me.
guys.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Ananya.
what's the correct answer? What's the correct answer?
During the last of the story, we have answers
We'll
written.
let you know in a while now.
Okay.
Okay, so can we proceed to the next question? Who was the last person she called on the phone? It's also an easy one. If you have just your eyes open, as I said in the starting only.
Ansh, number
Yeah.
one.
Look at the evidences.
Yeah.
Answers are already coming. Ansh, number one. Ananya, Ananya Dev, two. Kristen Amima, three. And Tanisha. After that, we have Shikha.
Okay. Moving on to the next one.
Which weapon led to her death? Come on, it's again in the picture form you have to send us. Just
Like,
send
what was
anything
the
related.
thing which lead to her death?
Yeah, send anything relatable to that thing which caused her death.
Uh, but also remember, picture means picture, no typing.
Yeah, only pictures will be considered as answer. And also remember, time is also ticking, so just space it up.
Did you get any answer, Parul?
Yes, I got. Just a second. Let me check the words. Is answer correct or not? Okay. Okay. So someone has typed me correct answer, but he didn't send me the pic.
Guys, we already notified you
No
that
one
you have
sent
to
a
send the
correct
pic.
picture.
Yeah, for the questions we are asking, you have to send the picture only. That will be considered. I know it's a little bit troublesome to get out of the blanket and click the picture of those things, but still, come
It
on.
would be worth the money.
Yeah. And the feeling you will get after winning the game.
Yes, Parul, please. The time is up, so
Someone answered me correctly. After that, he sent me the picture of wrong, like something else.
who
Is it
answered you first?
related to
Oh,
things?
someone answered me correctly and gave me the picture, and she is Christian Amima, number one.
Okay.
Okay,
After
great,
that,
Christian.
uh, no. I get only one correct answer of Christian.
Okay, moving on to the next one.
Okay, so it's a little bit exciting round. Here we get to find who is the murderer. Finally, come on, guys. Answer it quick. Who is the murderer? By now, you should have find it out. Remember the time thing, guys.
She answered me correctly,
Okay.
and one more girl, namely Tanisha. After that, Shika.
Great, great. So we are moving to the next question, the final one. What was his or her motive to kill Amelia? Now, if you have find the murderer, it would be pretty easy to find out the motive too. But for those who couldn't, you could send the answer now of this question, even if you didn't fail to answer that question earlier. So, did you receive any answers? Sure, Gungun, you
Yes.
can do so. It's okay. Just join soon because we would be proceeding a bit early.
Yes, Parul.
Again, Tanisha. After that, Ansh and Shika.
First was
Tanisha.
Tanisha, Ansh Rajkumar, and Shika.
Okay, guys. So finally, the wait is over and we are going to show the answers. So, how many of you did answered it correctly? Okay, so I am reading the answers now. The first question that asked about the suspects. The answer for the question is Miss Bennet, Serena, plumber, and the house owner. And the second question was what are the evidences found? And we have already sent you the pic of the evidences. You just have to send it back to us. It was pretty common thing. But anyway, the third question was where was Amelia found dead? So it was also highlighted in the story only. It was in the water tank. In round two, the first question was who paid her last visit before she died? So it was a little bit tricky, but we have provided you enough evidence. And Miss Bennett was the answer. If you would have seen the CCTV clip, like not the clip, the photo of the CCTV clip, you would have find out the answer. The second question was who was the last person she called on the phone? And we did give you the call record and the evidences. So the answer was plumber. The third question of the second round was which weapon led to her death? It was pretty obvious because she died in the water tank, so water or water tank can be considered as the weapon that lead to her death. So you just have to send a pic of any of those two things. And the final round, which would answer your query, is who is the murderer? So it's Miss Bennett because she was the last one to visit her. And the reason is obvious because she was pretty much disappointed as Serena got the promotion and not her, even though she was the senior one. So, yeah, that was one of the murder mystery, and you solved it well, guys. Now we will be proceeding on with the next story. Harshpaya, would you announce the name of the participants of next batch?
So the next batch consists of Himani, Yati, Ambika, Mohit, and Avneet. And yes, I will request the person who is going to speak this a little faster because we are literally running out of time. So yes, keep it a little fast, please. And the number to
Uh,
whom you have to send the answers are already into the chat box.
can you give us 1 minute to save the number?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You will get the 3 minutes in that you can save the number as well.
Bhaiya,
Yeah.
there is a confusion. There is a girl named with Shruti. उसने
Yes.
लीव कर दिया मीटिंग और वो बोल रही है कि उसने आंसर दिया है लेकिन कोई रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा तो
I, I can just see Shruti on
रुक
my
भाई.
screen. I can see
बट
Shruti on my screen. She never joined in. She's asking me the permission right now.
श्रुति यू विल नॉट बी अच्छा वो यहाँ पे है ही नहीं ओके
Yeah. Please
ओके ओके
move on, Shivani. Is Shivani here?
Yeah, I
या
will.
शी
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, please proceed.
Yeah. So, the second story we have is it was an exciting Saturday evening as it was Arab's birthday. Arab was a cheerful boy and an all rounder. From athletics to academia, he aced everything. Because of his talents, he was the most popular guy at the school with a good social circle. Even with a big social circle, Arav was relied on Prabhav, his kindergarten best friend. But unfortunately, Prabhav used him just for academic help and always was jealous of the fame his friend carried. It was 5 p.m. now. The guests started to arrive. He had the best evening he could have ever wished for as he enjoyed and played tons of games with his society members and won bets against Shruti, his close family friend. He was on his way to the kitchen, but he felt that his ex, who he didn't invite, just walked through the corridor. He tried to follow the mysterious girl but lost track of her. He asked Prabhav and a few others if they had seen her, but all in vain. He thought maybe he mistook someone else as her. As the party ended and he bid everyone a good night and thanked them for joining, he went to the rooftop for fresh air. He opened the door to the roof, but as soon as he entered, he saw Prabhav's girlfriend holding hands with another guy, Akash, of their class. He hid behind a tank and clicked their pictures to show to Prabhav. But his bad luck, the flash sound was heard by the other two present. They caught him and pleaded that he should delete the photos, but he was not ready to do so. The girl lost her mind and pushed him to the roof end, threatened him that she would push him down. But Arav saved himself and ran to Prabhav to show the photos. Prabhav didn't believe him and shouted with aggression at him. Who are you to interfere in my life? You have literally been spying on my girlfriend. You have everything. Then why are you disturbing one single happiness I have? And pushed him to the staircase, where he hit his head hard against the rails. He called Prabhav for some help, but he didn't even turn. He went to his room for first aid. Later that night, his dead body was found on his bathroom floor, which was wet, with his phone next to him crashed and his photos torn in pieces. The bedroom wall was decorated with red lights and wind blowing in as the windows were all open and the loose wires were found on the floor. So please have a look at the evidences which were there at the crime scene. Please go through these, inspect, and we'll soon be starting with the round one of our questions. So, guys, please notice the details.
And the story is also already in your group, so you can just go there and you have just like the 30 seconds are already over, so you have 2.5 minutes to look into the evidences, and then we will proceed for little faster with the questions this time.
In case if anyone of you has any query related to the story which I just narrated, feel free to ask. And if anyone of you want to reread it, it's already in the WhatsApp group. So please do have a check. Okay, so I hope that you all have investigated the crime scene virtually. So let's just move and not waste time. So moving on to the round one of our questions, which is pretty simple, and I expect that now you have the basic idea of the questions that we'll be asking. So as usual, the first question is who do you suspect? And just as the last round, you are supposed to send your answers to the provided WhatsApp number.
So we have to name only one suspect, na?
In
There is
case
never one suspect.
you
There
have
are a number of suspects.
because if you have just one suspect, then it's pretty sure
Okay.
that he is the murderer. So
We
I
have to
got the
send the
answer.
answers one by one.
No, no.
Yeah,
I will
one.
announce.
Hmm.
I got the answer, and Avneet is first, and
Okay.
then Yati, and then Mohit. But मोहित ने एक ही भेजा था. अब उसने तीनों
Okay.
भेज दिए. Okay. But Avneet first, then Yati, and then Mohit.
Okay. And you guys have to send the answer for the question that is being read over here. Yes, Shivani, moving on to the next question.
okay, what are the evidences? Obviously, it's not written, so you obviously have to type the answer and send. No pictures required. If the pictures are required, we will notify you here itself. So please be quick.
Okay, 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 okay. Let me have a look.
Moving on to the next question. I hope that Tanya must have received the answers by now.
Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah. So as you can see, question number 3 is who cracked Arab's phone?
I got the answer.
Yes, can you please tell who was the first, second, and third for this one?
Okay, so Avneet was first, and then Mohit, then Yati, उसके बाद Himani, and yeah, 1 minute.
Yes, then Ambika. Yes, the next question.
Yes.
Okay, so we are done with round 1. Moving on to round 2, question number 1, which is how did the murderer flee? And it's clearly written that you have to send your answer and a picture. You could either click or found it on the Google itself. But please
I
be
will
quick
not
in what.
consider typed answer. They are typing, so please send the picture.
See if you're wasting your time if you're typing, okay? आप कहीं loss है? Please adhere to the rules and regulations which we are narrating.
Yati is first, then Avneet, and then Ambika. Bas.
Okay, moving on to the next one.
Question number 2 is what was the
Okay,
reason of his death?
one more. Uh, Mohit also answered,
Okay.
and Yati also.
Okay. So, question number 2 is what was the reason of his death? Again, we want a picture, guys. So, be quick.
Yati first, Avneet then. Himani also answered, but she answered incorrectly. And
Okay.
then Ambika, and yeah, 1 minute. Yeah,
Then
Mohit.
remains the Mohit. Yes, the next question.
Yes.
Moving on to the next and final round for this story. Round 3, question number 1. Who is the murderer? And now that we are done with suspecting people and finding the evidences, it's now time
Ambika
to reach to.
first, and then Mohit, and then Yati, then Avneet.
Okay, guys, that's great. Moving on to the question number two. What was the motive? And now this is, you have to write the answer in a line.
Yati. Yati.
Okay.
But uh, she answered incorrectly. She answered first, but she answered incorrectly.
Yati, you have another chance. Be quick.
Avneet also answered, but she answered incorrectly. And then
Guys,
we have
you will get to
Ambika.
the motive. Don't
Ambika,
worry.
Ambika answered correctly. Okay.
Okay, congratulations. So, moving on. Okay, fine. 30 seconds more, and then we'll shift to another story.
Avneet also answered. Okay.
Okay, so we are finished with this batch as well. I'm gonna announce who are the people in the batch 3. That's Varnit, Aman, Jude, Mamta, and Priyanka. Let's move to the third one.
Okay, guys, so starting with the third story.
By a number.
Okay, so the number remains the same for rest of the batches that I've already given. I will type it once more. Meanwhile, you can just listen to the story.
This is the story of Yongsan High School. Two best friends, Kevin Morgan and Olivia Ryan, used to study there and were also the part of the school's photography club. On Olivia's birthday, her best friend Kevin decides to surprise her. Olivia received text from Kevin at 11:55 asking her to come to the photography room where they, along with a team of 6 members, used to work. She was excited as she knew that there is a surprise waiting for her, but what she didn't know was that there actually was a surprise, and not just for her, but for everyone. When she entered the room, she saw a beautiful cake on the table, her photographs, but then she saw something that made her lose her breath. Behind the curtains, there, she saw her best friend lying lifelessly. She was shocked and traumatized seeing her best friend dead on the day of her birthday. Kevin had a sister, Jasmine Davis, who works in the hospital of Kevin's school and had great madness for her footwears as she has a smaller size. She loved her brother but had always been jealous of the fact that her parents loved him more. A student named Hardin hated Kevin as he was pretty popular among the students because of his grades. He hated him with his guts and used to say that if he gets a chance, he would kill Kevin. Also, he used to consume Zulatel as it is consumed by drug addicts. When Jasmine was investigated, she said she firmly believed it's Hardin's doing. In the autopsy report, it was found that he died around 11:15 past. An anesthetic drug was found in his body and there was a cut on the wrist of his left hand. Here is the autopsy report and the evidence is given to you. You can also see them again and again in the PPT we will be sharing with you in the group. After a week of his death, Olivia found some photos of her with Kevin, and then she started to ponder on the whole incident. She remembered that there was a sprain in his left hand Plus, he was left-handed person. She tried to link each and every detail she remembered, but she needed some help. So, can you help her solve the mystery? Take your time and answer it. First, read the story. We are giving you 3 minutes to read it. It has already been shared in the WhatsApp group. Go through the evidences very carefully. Just zoom in, zoom out, do everything. Because as I said, answers are there.
Moving on, Riches, you can read the questions now, I guess. So meanwhile, I think she's busy. So your first question is this a murder or a suicide? The number remains the same. You have to answer it on the WhatsApp.
Hey, are we supposed to answer Parul now?
No.
No, that's
You
Tanya.
have
You have
shared the
given the
number, na?
number.
Our internet
I'm sorry,
is
actually,
off.
I left in the mid, but I had
Um,
already texted the answer to Parul. So, would you consider that?
Actually, मैंने आंसर भेजे बट हर इंटरनेट इज ऑफ आई गेस.
Has answered
मैंने
me,
उनको भेजे हैं।
namely Priyanka and Rivashu Arora.
Ravishu.
I got the answer.
Okay, can you
Jude.
please tell me the new number on which I'm
Ravishu,
supposed to
you
wait?
were in the batch 4, so please know what's your batch and then answer. This is the batch 3 that's playing right now.
एक सेकंड हर्षिया हमें आंसर किसे देने हैं पारुल को ना
It's Tanya, and I have written the number in the chat box as well.
I
So,
got the
I'm in
answer.
batch 4.
See,
Yeah.
the time is up for the question, and these doubts you must should have cleared them in the 3 minutes of time. because it
Yes,
would be
Tanya.
unfair for the.
Jude first, and then Aman
Okay.
and Priyanka.
Okay. Moving on to the next one.
Who are the suspects? Okay, it's a very pretty common question now.
Jude,
Okay.
then Aman,
That's a tough fight over here. Yes.
and then Priyanka.
Wait, guys,
Okay.
just moving on to next question. What must have been used to cut the wrist? And for this question, we need the answer in picture form.
You got 45 seconds for this one. You have to go and click the picture, or you can just find it over the internet and share it.
Okay, I got the answer. Aman first, then Priyanka. But I will not consider it. She has not sent the photo.
Guys, we have already made it clear. If we have asked for the picture, then you have to send the picture. Otherwise, it won't be considered.
Till now, only Aman.
I have sent the picture.
But किसको भेजी है?
तान्या, आप तान्या ही हो ना, आपको ही भेजी है.
But मेरे पास नहीं आई.
एक सेकंड, आपने
प्रियंका
आपने तो सीन भी कर ली.
लिख के नहीं भेजना है, उस ऑब्जेक्ट की फोटो खींच के भेजनी है.
ओह सॉरी. एक सेकंड.
Jude also answered.
I guess meanwhile we can proceed to the next question.
Yes.
Moving on to round two. First question. What was the time difference of the death and finding of the dead body? See, for this question also, you have to send the pic that is related to the answer, and you have to write the answer as well. It's a pretty bit tricky one. You just have to write the answer and send the pic of the relatable object.
I got the answer, only the minutes, not the object. Jude and Aman both answered.
Guys, please send us the object also. We have asked that specifically. Anything that can be related to the answer. Send us the picture of that thing.
You have answered only the one part of the question.
Shall we move on to
Moving.
next question?
Yeah.
Okay. So second question is, what are the evidences to be assessed? This is a very simple answer. It's in the story very clearly. So I think many will answer this time. What are the evidences to be assessed?
Okay, I got the answer. Priyanka.
Great. Other guys, you also please answer the question.
Aman and then Jude.
Okay. So we are moving on to the next question. The third question of the round two. How did Jasmine had access to Zulittle? Well, the question is also the hint.
Okay, Jude. Uh, Aman also answered, her- but his answer is not correct.
I have also sent it.
बट वो आंसर नहीं है, मैंने देख लिया वो.
रिटर्न में भेज दूँ?
भेजो. ओके, अमन ने भी सही आंसर दे दिया.
Great, guys. Moving on to the last round, round third, the exciting one. First question: who killed Kevin? Finally, the name of the murderer. I guess you would have guessed it by now.
Jude.
Great, great. Jude, I guess, is going to win this round.
Aman answered, but his answer is not correct. Then Priyanka. Priyanka का आंसर सही है.
The next question of the round three is why and what was the motive of the murder of Kevin? So if one would have answered first question, he or she can easily get the answer for second one too.
Okay, Jude, Aman, and Priyanka.
Great, great, guys. So shall we proceed for the answers now?
Yes.
Okay. So for the round one, the first question, is this murder or a suicide? The answer is pretty obvious. It is a murder, for he was dead from 11:15 to, but he sent the text at 12, like past 12:05. So it's pretty obvious that he it was a suicide. Moreover, he was a left-handed person and had a sprain in his left hand only. This indicates it's a murder. The second question was who are the suspects? And the answer is Olivia, Jasmine, and Harden. The third question was what must have been used to cut the wrist? Okay, it was very simple, knife, as he was going to celebrate a birthday. There must be knife. For round two, the first question was what was the time difference of the death and finding of the dead body? The answer is 40 minutes. The difference was from 11:15 to 11:55, and you had to send the pic of a clock. For the next question, it was what are the evidences to be assessed? It was knife, footprints, autopsy, birth certificate. We had given you the pictures of all the evidences, so it was a very simple one. The last question of round two was how did Jasmine had access to Zulittle? Okay, so we told you in the story she worked in the hospital of Kevin's school. So because Zulittle is a drug, it is available in the hospitals. For the round three, who killed Kevin? As I said while questioning you, the third question of round two, it is a hint, and the hint was that Jasmine is the murderer. And the reason was she was jealous, and she was jealous because the Kevin was adopted. We have told you through the evidences of birth certificate Kevin is adopted, and she was jealous because her parents loved him more. So we ended our third story. Now we can proceed with the fourth one. The participants of fourth batch, get ready.
Okay, so guys, are you
First
ready?
of all, the participants are Ravishu, Dev Gupta, Pranjal, Gungun, and Achal. And yet again, number remains the same. The number would remain the same in the next batch as well. That's Tanya's number. It's already into the chat box.
Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yeah, sure.
In an unidentified city of constant rain and urban decay, Detective William is preparing to retire in 8 months and leave the horror of a city with only daughter Eliza. William's daughter also works in the same agency of her father as a junior detective. Before he retires, he is a partner with Detective Mills, young and short tempered cop. He and Mills meet at the scene of a homicide, which he is investigating. Knowing the fact William is going to retire, their agency promoted her daughter as a senior detective, which acts as a fuel to the fire in the heart of colleagues in the office, and the most jealous will be Emily. But by this news, Elp will be the most happy as he loves Eliza very much. One day, at the scene of a homicide where Mills, Elp, and Eliza were investigating together, Emily came and Eliza told Emily to leave the crime scene, but she started taking pictures of Eliza, shouting at her. Mills saw this whole thing and he ran to her and he found out that she is Emily and she is jealous of Eliza getting promoted, so she was trying to expose her. Over a period of a time, Emily started loving Mills, but one day, Elp and Emily came to know Mills loves Eliza a lot. Few days later, a call came to William wanting him to reach the deserted outskirts by 7 p.m. William followed the call. He reached the outskirts with Mills. After a few moments, a van appeared. The driver claims someone paid him $500 to deliver this van to William at this place at exactly 7 o'clock and wanted him to keep the body inside, and then he ran off. As William enters the van, he recoils in the horror from what he saw inside. He started screaming. He saw her daughter brutally killed by stabbing with some sharp object inside her many times with a board inside the van, over top of which some words are written: envy, lust, and pride. And they also find out a photo of Eliza. It was the same photo when at the scene of a homicide, Eliza was shouting at Emily, and Mills recognized it and told it to William. And also, they find out books placed in the table opening with some chapters, same as written on the board, are highlighted. Some broken glass are also found. Seeing this, Mills also started crying. Then a call came to William saying sorry and congratulate the detectives on them finding her daughter, also telling the young detective Mills that they admires him greatly. The person over call says that he should have not loved Eliza, which is causing them to do what they are going to do in a while. And then something with a high speed made up of metal came and shoot Mills, and he died on the spot. Guys, these are the evidences. First one is the board with the envy, lust, and pride written. Second one is the photo of Eliza. Third one is Eliza's photo when she was out shouting at on Amelie. And in the next slide, this is the book with some highlighted words. These are the book broken glasses, and this is all.
For you to read this one more time, the story is already on to the in your group, so you have a little bit of time. Then we will proceed with the questions. And yet again, I'm saying the number remains the same. That has also been shared on the group. So yes. Now I will proceed with the question number one, which is what are the possible suspects? You have to name them and you have to send it to the Tanya. That's number is already into the chat box or in the group.
I got the answer, and first one is Rivyashu, and the second one is Anchal. Then Deva, and then we have Gungun Mishra.
Okay, moving to the next one. What weapon are used to kill them? That means both the daughter and his father and her father. You have to answer for both of them. And you can always refer the PDF that has been already shared to you for the evidences and the story as well.
Gungun answered first, but her answer is not right. Okay, Anchal, she answered right. Then Deva,
Okay, moving on to the next one. What are the evidences found?
Deva, and then Gungun Mishra. Yeah, Gungun Mishra. And then Divyashu.
Okay, moving on to the second round. And the first question from the round two, that is the fourth question in total, is what is their motive behind killing Mills and Eliza?
Gungun answered first, but she answered only the half part of the question. Deva also answered half part. Divyashu answered, but his answer is not correct.
Moving on to the next one, where Eliza is found out dead. What was the murder place, or where did her father found that Eliza was dead?
Gungun first, then Deva, and then Divyashu, but his answer is not correct. Okay, Priyanka, sorry, Anchal also answered.
Okay, moving on to the next one. What is the name of the book which is in the evidence box?
Okay, Divyashu answered first, then Gungun, then Anchal,
I'm waiting for Dave this time. He didn't answer this time, right?
No.
Okay, moving on to the round three, that is the final round. That is who killed Mills and who kills Eliza? You can answer them simultaneously or differently. It's particularly your choice.
Okay, Gungun answered first question. Vivyashu also answered first question. Okay, Gungun also answered second question. Deva also answered first question. Priyanka, sorry, Achal also answered first question. And Vivyashu also answered second question.
So, okay, this time Gungun made it, and the winner from the third was Jude. From the second was Avneet, and from the first was Shikha. Now, moving on to the last that we have, and then we have the finals, and then we would have our winners. Richa, can you please proceed with the next one?
जी भैया.
As we have the like another game at 6, so we have to be a little faster.
Okay, so starting with the fifth story. In the absolute dark, a shadow of a 7 foot frame appears in the lawn. A statement by
Oh, sorry,
Miss.
just a second, just a second. The number remains the same. Vanshita, Ria. As there are two Rias, please tell what's your caste and I mean what's your surname. Vanshita, Ria, Kuljan, Nitya, and Prachi are in this batch. And for the fourth batch, it's Gungun, who was not very much like first in the race in the starting, but later on she catched up really well. I think yes, I will lastly repeat the name yet again. Vanshita, Ria, Kuljan, Nitya, and Prachi are in the last batch, and then we will finally proceed to our finals. We will get the treasure, and then we will know who are the winners. Yes, Richa.
In the absolute dark, a shadow of a 7 foot frame appears in the lawn. A statement by Miss Johnson, neighbor of Mrs. Bessel, told the sheriff 2 weeks ago. Mrs. Bessel is found dead in study when someone reported that she is missing. Murder weapon is nowhere to be found, but it is sharp, not a knife, but something pointed that has irregularly poked her body quite deep. But there was something strange. Something has been used to hit her head. Police found some scattered flowers too. Sheriff asked the watchman if he had seen anyone, as he is the only one who could have seen someone in the absolute dark during his night shift. The post-mortem report states that the scar on her neck proves that her trachea was choked but wasn't a rope, something broad, maybe a part of a winter wardrobe. The door next to her belongs to Mr. Rice, a 72-year-old retired officer who lived with his dog. Someday, somebody reported a short sound that day Mrs. Bessel was killed. However, Mr. Rice has been poked more than 30 times by a small tool with more than two parts and has been hit by a strength training hourglass shaped exercise instrument. Sheriff found a garden instrument in the backyard and along with a broken nail, but no other human body was recovered. Both houses has not been looted. The sheriff has been looking for a giant 7 foot frame. Here comes the twist. No resident in the town is 7 feet tall. After searching for a while, sheriff checks their records of criminals, yet no key to clue. The forensic report states that the fingerprints of the crime scene doesn't match, but there was a hair sample from Mr. Rice's home relieved that it was his wife who killed him. However, the first mystery remains unsolved. The crime scene was checked again. They found nothing but some hair of the finished laphund, the same dog owned by Mr. Rice. Here are the evidences of the story. You can zoom in, zoom out, go through them again and again as we have shared the story in the group too. And your time begins now.
Richa, I think you can proceed with the questions now.
Okay, so round one, question one. How many beings are killed in total? It's a pretty simple question. Just read the story carefully. The number has already been shared in the group. It's the same one. And remember about the time limit.
Okay, so Kuljan answered, then Prachi, and then Ria, and Vanshita also.
Ria, which Ria?
Both Ria.
Both Rias answered it simultaneously.
No, no. Only Ria answered it first, then Ria Thanganwal.
Okay, okay.
So can we proceed with the next question?
Yeah.
Question two. Who could have been the giant 7 foot frame? It's a bit tricky, but you can try. It's all about mystery.
Okay, Prachi answered.
Great, Prachi, great.
Kuljan answered, but his answer is incorrect.
You can always look into the evidences. It's always something that is in the evidence from where you can find answers of all the questions.
Okay, Kuljan answered, and this time her answer is correct. Vanshita also answered,
Okay, so
and
your hint helped.
I guess so.
Ria K also answered.
Great. So we are proceeding to the next question of the round one. What pointed thing in a study room could be used as a murder weapon? And for this question, you have to send a picture. Only pictures will be considered as the correct answer. And it's pretty relatable. You can all have it around you. The
Yeah,
one
it's
that
something
taught,
we use in our daily life.
and it tortures us a lot.
Okay, Vanchita answered.
Great, Vanchita. Come on, guys, you are taking too long.
Did you get any another answer, or should we proceed then?
Proceed, proceed.
Okay. For the round two, question fourth, what could have been used to hit her? Again, for this, you have to send a picture. It can be in the evidence only. You can find it out from the Google. It can be around you in your house.
Prachi answered, but his answer is incorrect.
It's okay, Prachi. You can try once again. Just think a little bit more. Look into the pictures, the evidences.
As well as the story.
Yeah.
Vanchita answered correctly. Vanchita
Who?
answered correctly.
Okay,
Vanchita, Vanchita.
great.
I guess
Uljan also answered correctly.
Vanchita and Kuljan are leading till now, I guess.
Yes.
Come on, guys. I guess we can proceed to the next question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question fifth. What possible winter wardrobe could have been used to choke her? Okay, it's very common thing. And it's an obvious answer. Don't take
From
too
the
long.
evidence box.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the answers. Ria K first, then Prachi, then Kuljan.
Great, guys. So we are moving to the next question. Question sixth, round two, final question. What could be strength training hourglass shaped exercise instrument used to hit her head? I'm repeating it. What could be strength training hourglass shaped exercise instrument used to hit her head?
Okay, Prachi answered, but her answer is not correct. Okay,
Prachi?
Vanchita answered correctly. And Kuljan also. And Ria K also. And now Prachi answered correctly.
Great, guys. Great. Now it's getting exciting. Okay. So we are moving to the final round, round three, the best round. Question seven. Who could have been possibly killed in the Mr. Rice house?
As it is said in the story that there was not a human who was killed, then who was the being who was killed in the house?
Okay, okay. Vanchita, then Kuljan, then we have Ria Singh, and then Ria K.
Great, guys. So we can proceed to next question. Question 8. How could he kill her as he is already dead and there is no other evidence? It's a bit like Typical. It seems typical, but it is not. It is simple. The answer is on the story and the evidence.
Vanshita also answered.
Okay. So this is a decider round between Vanshita and Kuljan. So Kuljan, if you can just gear it up, you might win. Just another 15 seconds, and we will have a finalist, and a finale is a very small and crisp round. Just another 5.
You can
Uh,
take your chances, Kuljan.
Kuljan, उसने आंसर करा है but her answer is not correct.
Okay, so I have to say the winners now. This round is won by Vanshita. The last round was won by, as I can see, was won by Gungun, right? The last third round was won by Jude. Then the second round was won by Avneet. The first round was won by Shikha. Now, moving on to the last one, there is no story. You have been given the evidences, and just an overview of a story would be given to you guys, and then you have to answer the questions very fast. Okay, so these are the evidences, and I will just be giving you the overview of the story. There is no written story that you can look into because it's the finale. You were the best out of the 25 that were chosen. So, Ravish and Mohan were the two brothers, and Ravita was the wife of Mohan. Let me say it again. I think all the finalists are over here, so we can start, right?
Yes.
I can see Avneet, I can see Jude, I can see Gungun here. Okay, so let me say it yet again. Ravish and Manoj were brothers, and Ravita was Manoj's wife. They both had apple orchards. But suddenly one day, the bats came in their orchard and destroyed the apples of the area of Ravish. Ravish suspected Manoj that he would have done this to increase his own business. Then, when they went together to their home, Ravita came taking tea for them. And after some time, Manoj found that Ravish was dead in his bedroom. Then here are the evidences. I will just repeat story once more for you, and there are nothing that you can look after on the group. So let me say it last time, and then we will have our final winners. Ravish and Manoj are brothers. Ravita is Manoj's wife. Ravish's area of the apple orchard has been destroyed by the bats. Ravish is suspecting that Manoj was the one who made the bats come to the area of Ravish. When they both went together to their home, Ravita came to them with a cup of tea. Next morning, Manoj finds that Ravish is dead in his bedroom. And here are the evidences.
We have to send the answers.
No, we will ask the questions. I'm just giving you an overview of the evidences because this time you are not going to find it into the group.
No, we have to send the answers to whom when the
Tanya,
questions are asked.
To
it
me,
again.
to me.
Just the same
One
number.
second. Once again, repeat the first parts of story.
Ravish and Manoj are the two brothers. Ravita is Manoj's wife.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And they both have apple orchards. The area of Ravish's orchard has been spoiled by the bats. Now, Ravish is thinking that Manoj would be the one who would have sent the bats onto his area of apples to increase his own business. When they both went home together, comes to them with a cup of tea. Next morning, Ravish is found dead. And the autopsy report says that it was a poison. And Manoj said that there were the bats and he ate the apple which was already eaten by a bat. I think that's enough. We will move to the questions right now. So, who is the suspect according to you? Who are the suspects?
Manoj and Ravita.
You have to answer onto the WhatsApp group, otherwise, others will copy your answer. I mean, the
Okay,
WhatsApp number.
I got the answer Avneet, then Vanchita, and then we have Gungun Mishra. Okay, Jude also typed. And then we, okay, one second.
We have to message Parul.
No, no.
Tanya, Shikha, you have to message Tanya, the number that has already been given into the group and also into the chat box. Okay, you have saved the number. I guess I will just wait for the 10 seconds and I will also write it here yet again. And don't worry, this was just the one we have 8, so you can win anytime. Waiting for the 10 seconds, I've again pasted the number for the last time here. Are you ready, Shikha?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, moving to the next one. What is the location of the incident?
Vanchita answered first. Then we have Avneet, and then Gungun Mishra, and then Jude. Shikha also answered, but her answer is not correct.
Okay, we got all the answers from all the people. You just have 10 more seconds, like Shikha have 10 more seconds because the answer was incorrect.
Okay, now she answered correctly.
Okay, moving on to the next one. Was the death an incident or was it planned?
Okay, we got the answer. Avneet, then Vanchita, then we have Gungun, then Shikha. Jude typed yes.
Okay, we will take that because it is like asked in a manner that you can like, but be particular about it from the next time. We will move to the round two. What are the evidences found? You have to at least name 2 to 3 evidences, at least 3 of them.
Okay, Jude, then Vanchita, then Avneet, then Gungun Mishra, and then we have Shikha.
Well, I bet this time I really need to do some maths to calculate who's the winner. Moving on to the next one. What caused him a cardiac arrest? And what was the actual reason of the cardiac arrest that was found in the autopsy reports?
Okay, so we have the answers. First Jude, then Vanchita, then we have Gungun Mishra, then Avneet, and then Shikha.
Okay, moving on to the next one. What actually killed Mohan and from where was it extracted? This is a real typical one, I guess, but not that typical because it is also into the into the evidence box.
Okay, I got the answers. Jude, then we have Gungun Mishra, then we have Shikha, and then we have Vanchita. Then Avneet.
Okay, and this is the round three. The way for all of you to the treasure. Nothing is certain right now, and let me make it a little uncertain, even more uncertain. अभी तक मार्किंग हो रही थी 1900, 800, and in this way, and now it will be 1500, 1400, 1300, 1200, and 1100. So any one of you can win. So let's move to the final two questions. Just gear yourself up, and here they come. Who is the murderer?
Jude answered, and then we have Vanshita, then Avneet, then Shikha, and then Gungun. They're typing so
Okay.
fast.
Oh my god, I just. Okay. What was his or her motive to kill him?
Okay. Jude, then we have Gungun, then we have Vanshita, then Avneet, and Shikha is typing. Let me see.
Can you tell me who was
Okay.
the second person?
Second was Vanshita. First
Okay.
was Jude.
Yeah.
Then Avneet, then Gungun, and then Shikha.
No, you took my name in the second. First was Jude and then you took my name. Gungun.
Oh shit. No, it was Vanshita first. Your message came at 1 second. दोनों का 6-1 पे आया था लेकिन वंशिता आंसर्ड फर्स्ट.
But Tanya, you took the name of Jude and then me. Jude was the first and then you took my name. So maybe it's some.
आप एक काम करो, आप जो मिली सेकेंड्स वाला ऑप्शन होता है वो भी लगा लो साथ में.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's just wait. Let me
व्हाट्सएप पे
just
ये
calculate.
ऑप्शन नहीं होता है ना. व्हाट्सएप
You
पे ये
just
ऑप्शन
give
नहीं
me a
होता.
second, Tanya. Just give me a second. It will hardly make any difference. It's about 100 points. I'll just calculate. If it makes any difference, we will check that. And just give us 2 minutes to calculate who are the winners. And I have to be very particular. I was just writing the marks, and you people were so fast that I cannot even write the marks who answered first and second. So you played very well. Just give us 2 minutes to see who was the person who answered earlier and who are the winners.
Okay.
And Tanya, meanwhile, you can share the screenshot. जिसका chat
Okay.
ऊपर होगा, जिसका chat नीचे होगा, that person must have answered earlier, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, Gungun, even if we are taking you as the person who answered at the second number, it's not making any difference actually. And so even if we are taking you as the person who answered earlier, it's not making any difference. We calculated both the ways. So, okay, who gonna guess that who's the person who won? Let us take a guess. Who won?
Maybe
Not
Vanshita or
another
Jude.
mystery.
Yeah, this is another mystery. Tell us who won.
Jude. Jude.
Maybe Vanshita.
We need some clues and evidences.
Okay, so the person who answered the last question first is the person who won.
Okay, I got it.
Jude.
Yeah, so Jude is the one who is the first, and then it's Vanshita, and then it's Avneet. So congratulations, you three other people who won, and we would contact you for your bank details, and the prizes would be meanwhile transferred in some time. So And here are Shiza ma'am and Anupama ma'am over here if they want to say something. I know it was in the starting got a little delayed with the answer, so we are really sorry for that. And please, Shiza ma'am and Anupama ma'am.
Hello, Harsh. So it was very good. I was throughout this thing, and really it was very nice the way you people conducted. And good. Best wishes to all the winners. She's a
Yes, congratulations to all the winners, and I really enjoyed the event, and it was very well conducted. Okay, so thanks a lot.
And I guess it would have been like a little, the 3 minutes that were given to the participants to read were a little hollow for the people who are not in
No, no, it was perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Very
Actually, we had
nicely done.
to give some time, obviously, so it couldn't be
Yeah,
helped.
that's why we capped it. I guess Harshpriya lost the connection.
It
That
happens,
usually comes,
actually,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
can't
it
help
happens
it.
because, there are always network issues associated with it, so it's fine, right? Anyways, a very well conducted event, right? And it was just, I derived a lot of pleasure in, watching the event. Okay,
Thank you,
thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am. So sorry, I just got disconnected.
It doesn't matter.
No
Doesn't
problem.
matter. Harsh,
Yeah.
you and others conducted it very well. Well, right?
Harsh, I think you have to send the winners to the ma'am. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Shiza, hello.
हाँ हाँ अनुपमा बोलो.
He will send you the list of winners. व्हाट्सएप
Yeah.
करोगे ना हर्ष आप मैम को?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
फिर आप ना उसको शेयर कर लेना एक उस पे पेपर पे और अपना साइन करके और नीचे साथ में मेरा भी नाम लिख देना
हाँ
और
हाँ.
आप साइन करके हर्ष को ही व्हाट्सएप करना है.
Ma'am, if you can send me your digital signature, that will be also fine. Otherwise, I can just share you a copy and then you can print and sign on it.
अच्छा
Both ways, it's
ठीक
fine
है.
for me.
We can
फिर
sign it in person also since the colleges are opening up on 17th.
नहीं
Anupama,
नहीं
what do
Okay,
you
ma'am.
say?
पहले ही चाहिए होगा सीधा इसीलिए.
हाँ अनुपमा
हाँ
आप क्या कह रहे हैं?
पहले ही चाहिए होगा.
पहले ही चाहिए होगा. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. So at the moment I'm just moving out of my house. So will it be fine if I do it by tomorrow?
यस आई थिंक सो. है ना
Okay.
हर्ष? हो जाएगा ना कल तक?
कल
Yes,
तक
ma'am.
चलेगा
I will.
हर्ष?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I will do it by today only. जो मेरा काम है. And Jude, Avneet, and Vanshita, please, the details that would be asked to you, please give it us by today because it will be beneficial to you as well. So yes,
ठीक है
ma'am.
फिर आप हर्ष दोनों को भेज देना मैम को भी और मुझे भी. हम सिग्नेचर करके फिर आपको रिटर्न कर देंगे. ठीक है?
Surely, ma'am.
वो व्हाट्सएप यू बैक. या थैंक यू सो मच शीजा.